Heaven bends close tonight, the wind itself is carrying your name. This is not coincidence, it's divine timing, so don't skip this. Stay till the end, God says, my beloved child, I've been waiting for this moment, the moment you would finally stop running from the truth I placed in your heart. You didn't find this message, I sent it to find you. For days you felt the pull, the uneasy tug in your spirit, the whispers in your dreams, the sense that someone's talking about you behind a veil. That wasn't fear. It was revelation knocking. Heaven says, a confession is rising, a truth buried beneath layers of pride and manipulation is about to erupt, because what was used against you is turning into your proof. Before heaven moves, silence always falls, and that holy silence is over your life right now. The angels have stopped to listen. Archangel Michael is standing guard beside you even as you watch this. He knows who tried to play with your heart, who used your love as a bridge to their own gain. The third party they brought in was never just a person, it was a weapon of distraction. They did not love purely, they loved strategically. But heaven has eyes that see beneath masks. Michael says, the veil is ripping tonight. Every fake connection, every energy draining you, every emotion not rooted in truth, gone. You've been asking, why was I left on read? Why did they pull away right when I gave my heart? God says, my child, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. I saw the hands trying to write on your story that did not belong to me. Heaven rewrote the ending before they finished their sentence. And now, listen carefully, a secret is about to break open. There was a conversation about you, and one of them cried. Tears hit the floor because they realized they'd crossed a divine line. They used you for influence, for energy, for validation. But heaven never approved the transaction. God says, I will not let you die with that truth unspoken. So I am sending my word to confess what they won't. The third party was never stronger than your spirit. They were a temporary lesson sent to expose weakness, not to destroy worth. You were never the fool, you were the filter. Your presence forced truth to show itself. Heaven is calling time on false alliances. Michael's sword is drawn. He cuts cords of emotional deception, spiritual drain, and unholy ties. You may feel tears forming. Let them fall. They are not weakness, they are release. Because this confession is not from them, it's from heaven itself. My child, God says, there were words spoken about you that you never heard. But I heard them, and I responded by closing doors you begged to keep open. Don't skip this. Stay till the end, because before this message closes, the weight on your chest will lift. Heaven is now releasing what was blocked, not as revenge, but as redemption. Your heart will not end in tragedy, your story will not close in confusion. You're stepping into the chapter where clarity meets closure. You see, every delay was sacred. God needed time to expose motives behind smiles, to separate love from lust, purpose from performance. You weren't losing them, you were finding you. And now, heaven is ready to speak what they won't confess out loud. They used you, but I am using it for your good. The same people who mocked your faith will witness your favor. The same mouths that lied will testify of your rise. The same eyes that watched you break will see you reborn. My beloved child, your innocence was never wasted. Your love was a mirror heaven used to reveal hearts. And now the mirror is being turned toward truth. Archangel Michael whispers, they thought they could rewrite your destiny, but the scroll was sealed before they ever touched it. So breathe, Because this is where heaven begins to confess on your behalf, and every lie spoken against you is about to be overruled by truth. Don't look back. Don't chase what's already confessing its own guilt through chaos. Heaven says, keep your eyes forward. Your vindication is coming from above, not behind. Stay till the end, because the next part will unveil how the confession reaches you. And why the third party's power ends tonight. God says, my beloved child, listen closely. What I'm about to reveal will make sense of the sleepless nights, the tears that came for no reason, the sudden wave of heaviness that visited you when nothing seemed wrong. Those were not emotions, they were spiritual alerts. The truth was stirring. Heaven was trying to get your attention. Someone you once called love has been haunted by silence. Every time they hear your name, their heart trembles. They act fine, but they're not, because I, the Lord, have set conviction in motion. There was a meeting, my child, not on earth, but in the unseen realm. Angels stood on one side, shadows on the other, and the topic was you. What they planned in whispers is now being undone by light. Archangel Michael was there. He didn't speak softly this time. He slammed his sword upon the floor of heaven's court and said, enough. Every false bond, every manipulation, every lie woven around your name, broken. Every third-party influence that tried to pull your destiny out of place, scattered. God says, they thought they could play with your spirit like it was a toy. They thought they could use you for attention, energy, or advantage, but I marked you before they ever touched you. That's why nothing worked for them after you left. That's why peace escaped their bed. Why joy felt like a stranger. Because the blessing they tried to steal was never transferable. It was attached to you. Heaven says, they used you to feel divine, but forgot you were divinely protected. Don't skip this. This is where the confession begins. The one who played games with your heart has been confessing in silence. Their mind won't rest. Their dreams replay every moment they betrayed your kindness. They see your face when they close their eyes. Not in romance, but in revelation, because heaven has begun to lift the veil. The third party who whispered poison in their ear is now being exposed. The same tongue that flattered them now mocks them. The same hand that held them now weighs heavy with guilt. And the Spirit says, the manipulation was spiritual, not emotional. They were being used by darkness to delay your purpose, to drain your confidence, to distract your destiny. But heaven intercepted it. Michael stood between your heart and their deception. That's why the connection broke abruptly. That's why it hurt. But you still survived. Because heaven pulled the plug before destruction could finish. And now, child, the tide is turning. The very person who thought they moved on is about to feel the gravity of your absence. Their peace is leaking, their plans are collapsing, their false comfort is fading, because heaven won't let them rest until truth is confessed. They will remember every word they twisted, every emotion they faked, every promise they broke, and when the weight becomes too much, their confession will spill out. Not as apology, but as awakening. You were the blessing, God says. They just didn't have the eyes to see it. My child, stop weeping over those who can't sit at the table heaven reserved for you. Their season is over. Your story is not a tragedy, it's a testimony in motion. Archangel Michael has drawn a circle of fire around your name. Anyone approaching you with manipulation, jealousy, or hidden intent will feel it burn. This time, they cannot fake purity. This time, heaven will expose them before they reach your heart. Don't skip this. Heaven is speaking directly now. God says, you thought I was silent, but I was saving you. I delayed the blessing because I refused to let counterfeit sit beside it. Every prayer you whispered, Lord, why not now? I heard it. Every night you cried, what did I do wrong? I counted the tears, but if I had answered you then, the wrong people would have celebrated your breakthrough, so I waited, to separate them from your table. Now the waiting is ending, now the truth is being confessed through chaos. They're realizing the person who won them wasn't a prize, it was a punishment, because when you remove a child of light, darkness loses its disguise. And they are now living the consequence of their own choices. Don't hate them, my child, pray for them, because what's coming next isn't your heartbreak, it's their awakening, and through their confession, heaven will vindicate your name. Listen, this is divine timing. Before the end of this season, you will witness messages, signs, or encounters that confirm what I'm saying. Someone will break silence. Someone will whisper, you were right. And heaven will nod. When that happens, do not gloat, just smile and stay quiet. Your silence will speak louder than revenge ever could. Stay till the end, because before this message closes, I will release the blessing that was delayed while deception ruled the room. And now, as heaven watches, I ask only once, if this message resonates with your spirit, comment Amen below as a seal of agreement. Share this to reach another soul who's been silently fighting the same battle, because when light spreads, darkness trembles. Your breakthrough is closer than your next breath. Heaven is not just defending you, it's preparing to honor you publicly. The third party's hold has been broken. The confession has begun, and the one who once played with your name will soon speak it with reverence. God says, the story isn't over, my beloved child, it's just finally being told from heaven's side. Stay till the end, because in next, the confession will reach you, and the blessing that was delayed will be released in your sight. My beloved child, the wind is shifting. What was once hidden in shadows is now echoing in the light. The confession is no longer a whisper, it's reaching you, carried by divine timing, wrapped in holy confirmation. You've been sensing it already, the random thoughts of them, the dreams that replay faces from your past, the sudden pull to check a name you promised you'd never think about again. That's not nostalgia, that's heaven revealing movement in the spirit. Michael says, the truth is on its way. Not through gossip, not through rumor, but through divine exposure, straight from the mouth of the one who denied you. They will speak, maybe not to your face. Maybe not with full understanding, but their spirit is restless. Their conscience has begun to tremble under heaven's gaze. When they open their mouth, truth will spill like water breaking from a dam, because heaven decreed, no more hiding what was done to my child. God says, I have turned their pride into pressure. I have made their peace feel heavy until they release what they've held in. The person they trusted, that third-party voice, has already betrayed them. The same hands that clapped when they left you, now clap for someone else. The same words that seduced them, now slice their heart with guilt. The spell is broken, the illusion has shattered, and what remains is truth, raw, unfiltered, undeniable truth. They thought they could forget you, but you were never just a person, you were a divine assignment. Heaven had placed something in you they couldn't replicate anywhere else. That's why no matter who they touch, nothing feels like peace. My child, heaven wants you to understand something. You were the blessing they mishandled, the mirror they broke trying to avoid seeing their own reflection. But I, the Lord, have turned that shattered glass into a window. Of revelation, now they see how they twisted truth to comfort guilt, they see how they believed lies to avoid accountability, and now their heart aches, not from punishment, but from the absence of your light. Don't skip this. This is heaven's decree. You are not to chase their confession, you are not to dig for closure, because closure is already arriving in the Spirit. It's written, sealed, and signed in heaven's book of justice. I am sending proof. You will overhear something, see a post, receive a message, or sense a sign that confirms everything I've spoken, not to reopen old wounds, but to heal them completely. Archangel Michael says, the one who once misused your love, is now standing before heaven's mirror, trembling at what they've become. Their tears have begun, and while they cry for what they lost, you will rise for what you've gained, because now the shift is complete. The power has returned to you, the same energy you poured into pain, is now being recycled into purpose. God says, you are stepping into the era of divine repayment. Every delay, every heartbreak, every betrayal, was a seed, and now the harvest begins. Heaven says, your name has been cleared. In realms unseen, your reputation has been restored, the spiritual slander that once surrounded you has collapsed, every false word spoken is now testifying in your favor. You may not see the courtroom, but heaven already ruled in your defense. Michael stood, sword ablaze, and said, no more distortion, no more delay, no more deception. The confession is reaching you because your healing demands it. Not to reopen pain, but to close it for good. You will feel a sudden lightness in your chest, a deep sigh escape your soul. That's the moment heaven signs your release. God says, you won't need their apology to move forward, you only need my permission, and you already have it. You have cried long enough, now you will laugh without guilt. You have waited long enough, now you will walk without fear. Heaven is shifting the spotlight. The same way your name was once whispered in gossip, it will now be mentioned in grace. People will speak well of you, doors will open where they once slammed shut, because heaven is promoting you in the same season you were betrayed. Don't skip this, because this next part is sacred. God says, before this week ends, I will send confirmation. You will know that this word is not imagination, it is manifestation. There will be signs, a sudden sense of peace, a song that feels like prophecy, a message you didn't expect, a divine alignment that feels like déjà vu. That's heaven whispering, it's happening now, my beloved child. Forgive, but don't return, bless, but don't reopen, love, but from a distance guarded by wisdom. You are no longer available for confusion, you are too anointed for repetition. You are too chosen for manipulation. Archangel Michael is already walking before you, clearing the air, burning the residue of the past, every word curse, every emotional chain, every energy attachment, gone. You are being set apart for destiny, not drama, and now heaven commands, rise. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, step into your new season, the one built on truth, not illusion, because this is not the end, this is the unveiling. The third party's influence is dissolving, the manipulator's confession has reached heaven's court, and your name, your beautiful, battle-tested name, is being written in the book of restoration. Don't skip this, stay till the end. In the next part, heaven will release your blessing, the very thing delayed by betrayal will be handed to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. If this word ignites your spirit, comment I receive it below, and share this so another heart in warfare can hear heaven's truth too. Your testimony is not private, it's prophetic, and when you sow light, darkness flees. The confession has reached you, now comes your release. Stay tuned, stay pure, stay ready, because it was always meant for you. Heaven has grown silent again. Not the silence of distance, but the silence that comes right before thunder, because, my beloved child, this is it, the gates are opening, the scroll with your name, the one heaven guarded while others mocked, is being unsealed. God says, now, my child. Now the blessing I held back for your protection is being released. You didn't miss your moment, you were hidden for divine timing. They thought you were forgotten, but you were in incubation. They thought you were losing, but I was multiplying you in secret. Every tear became water for the seed, every prayer became a brick in your foundation, and now, the structure stands. Heaven looks upon it and calls it restoration. Archangel Michael stands at the doorway of your destiny, his sword ablaze with light, declaring to every spirit of delay, distraction, and doubt, enough. Their time has come. Don't skip this, this is where the release begins. God says, you have carried long enough, now you will receive, you have fought silently, now I will honor you publicly. Your blessing was delayed, not denied, heaven was holding it, not because you were unworthy, but because your environment wasn't ready to protect it. If I had released the promise before the purification, the wrong people would have claimed the glory. So I waited until their masks fell off. I waited until your heart healed. I waited until your spirit could hold the weight of what's coming. And now, heaven's clock strikes now. Angels are descending into your timeline, they are rearranging opportunities, reopening doors that were once locked, rewriting endings that once broke you. The heaviness lifting from your shoulders right now is not imagination, it's spiritual transfer. Burden is leaving, blessing is landing. My beloved child, you will begin to notice strange peace where anxiety used to live. You'll wake up one morning and feel light, like someone erased invisible weights from your soul. That's me, God says, removing residue from the warfare that almost silenced you. And as you rise, heaven will whisper, look again. Because what you thought was over is about to resurrect, not the relationship, but the purpose, the promise, the version of you that was buried beneath pain. This new season carries divine acceleration. Where you once crawled, you will now fly. Where doors once closed, they will swing wide. And what was stolen will return multiplied. Don't skip this. This is the divine confirmation. God says, you will not need to chase. I am bringing it to your doorstep. The same way the news of your pain spread, the news of your breakthrough will echo louder. Those who whispered lies will now whisper awe. Those who laughed at your faith will soon ask how you kept standing. And you will tell them, not with pride, but with peace, heaven remembered me. Archangel Michael bows beside you now, his wings wide, his presence like fire. Heaven has assigned him to escort your blessing safely. No interference, no counterfeit, no confusion will touch it. The same way he guarded your name through betrayal, he now guards your breakthrough through transition. Listen carefully, because this next part is sacred. God says, before you receive, forgive. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's a weapon. When you release resentment, you make room for reward. When you bless those who broke you, you unlock blessings that have been waiting on mercy. So say it quietly under your breath, I forgive, I release, I rise. And now, heaven moves, the atmosphere shifts, the spiritual court announces its final decree, case closed. Child restored. Your name has been cleared. Your purpose has been activated. Your next chapter has begun. Don't skip this. This moment is not random. You were guided here to receive this activation. Even now, as your eyes read these words, angels are moving in alignment with your surrender. Your finances will begin to recover. Your relationships will realign. Your creative ideas, your peace, your strength, all returning, because when heaven restores, it restores in abundance. Luke 6 verse 38 whispers it best, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." And child, heaven says, this overflow belongs to you. The wait was worth it, the delay was divine, and the blessing now has your name written in heaven's fire. Don't let fear rob you of faith at the finish line. Don't second-guess what you prayed for. This is it, your miracle season. But hear this, and hear it clearly, so into what's blessing you. If this word reached your spirit, consider sending a $20 super thanks as a seed of gratitude and activation, not as payment, but as partnership with heaven's work, because when you give with faith, you plant into your own breakthrough, and help this light reach more souls waiting in darkness. This is not obligation, it's opportunity. You are not buying favor, you are sealing it. Now, before we close, heaven wants to pray over you. Don't skip this prayer. It's the final seal, Rose prayer of release and rebirth. Heavenly Father, for the one reading this right now, for the one who survived betrayal and still loves, for the one who carried burdens quietly and never gave up, thank you. Wrap them now in divine peace. Let Archangel Michael stand beside them as a wall of light. Cancel every word curse, every plan of envy, every delay born of deception. Restore their laughter, their creativity, their clarity. Let abundance overflow in every area of their life, in finances, in love, in purpose, in spirit. Lift the fog that lingered over their heart. Replace weariness with wisdom, loneliness with divine companionship, and fear with unstoppable faith. Let this be their turning point, Lord, the hour when the story shifts. Let every seed of pain birth a field of miracles. We declare, no weapon formed against them shall prosper. Every hidden enemy is exposed. Every promise delayed is delivered. We seal this word in holy light, in perfect timing, in eternal truth. In the name of all that is divine, Amen. If your heart feels lighter, if your spirit feels seen, comment Amen as your public declaration, and share this so someone else can be healed through your faith. Heaven has spoken, the gates are open, the blessing is released, and remember, it was never stolen, it was only saved. Because it was always meant for you. There comes a moment after every storm when the air smells new, and silence finally feels safe again. That's where you are now. The thunder has passed. The wind that once shouted your pain now carries your peace. For a long time you lived with echoes, voices that told you you were too much, too late, too broken. But those voices are fading. You are hearing something different now, your own heartbeat. It whispers, I survived. This isn't coincidence. Everything you've walked through was preparation. Every delay trained your patience. Every loss taught you to see value in what remains. You're not the same person who once begged for clarity. You are the one who learned to find calm without answers. Pause for a moment, breathe. That lightness you feel is not emptiness. It's space. Space for new joy, new love, new purpose. What once chained you no longer fits, the door you kept knocking on has closed for good. And that's mercy, not rejection. You are being guided toward places that feel like peace, not punishment. When morning comes, try this. Before you reach for your phone, reach for gratitude. Before you replay what broke, replay what bloomed. Name 3 small things that still shine. That's how the new life begins, not in a grand announcement, but in quiet choices repeated with faith. You will start to see subtle signs of alignment. Strangers offering kindness when you need it most. Old friends returning with sincerity, opportunities that mirror your growth instead of your pain. None of this is magic, it's maturity meeting divine timing. Keep your heart open, but guarded by wisdom. Not everyone who returns deserves access, but everyone deserves forgiveness, even if it's silent. Forgiveness is the final act of letting the past stay where it belongs, and when memories visit, don't curse them. They're proof of how far you've come. What used to wound now teaches. What used to scare now strengthens. You have outgrown the version of yourself who waited for closure. You have become the closure. You carry the lesson, the peace, the power. Look around, life is calling you back to wonder. The sunrise still shows up, the world still sings, and somewhere, new dreams are waiting for your yes. This is not about revenge, it's about release. Your story isn't ending with pain. It's pivoting toward purpose. So lift your chin, straighten your back, walk as someone who has learned the language of resilience. When you smile now, the universe recognizes the sound of victory in it. When you speak now, your words carry healing. You are living proof that breaking doesn't mean ending. It means beginning again, differently, deeply, beautifully. Let this be your declaration tonight. I am free. I am ready. I am new. And if this message stirred something in you, share it, not for numbers, but for light. Someone out there needs the same reminder you just received, that endings can become awakenings, and silence can be sacred. Stay until the last line. Because this is important, you have already crossed the hardest part. Now the rest of your life is waiting to meet you halfway. The new chapter begins. Right now, there's a rhythm that follows survival. It isn't loud. It's steady, like footsteps returning home. You've reached that rhythm now. No thunder, no drama, just a calm pulse that says, you made it through. The ground that once shook beneath you has become solid again, and on it, a new you is learning to walk, not carefully, confidently. The version of you that doubted everything is gone. The one who second-guessed every choice has finally exhaled. You've learned that healing isn't forgetting. It's remembering without reopening the wound. Each morning, you rise a little stronger. Each night, you rest a little deeper. Peace no longer feels like a stranger. It feels like a roommate. You notice small miracles now. Coffee that tastes like comfort. Sunlight that lands on your skin like approval. A laugh that comes easier than before. That's life whispering, welcome back. And as you rebuild, something sacred unfolds. You begin to trust again, not people first, but yourself. You recognize when energy feels right, when a room warms your spirit, when silence is honest. That's wisdom, that's discernment shaped by experience. The future you feared is quietly waiting for your permission. It doesn't need perfection. Only participation. Write again, dream again, plan the trip, take the class, say yes to what feels alive. Don't let old disappointments rent space in your new beginning. You've paid too much in tears to give them a room. This chapter is called Rebirth, and it demands space, light, and truth. No more shrinking to fit small conversations. No more apologizing for boundaries. No more chasing what doesn't choose you. You are not difficult, you are detailed, you are not distant, you are discerning, you are not broken, you are being built. Stand tall in that realization. The world senses confidence before it sees success, and both are on their way to you. Because rebirth doesn't stop at healing, it continues into thriving. Doors you thought were closed are only waiting for your new vibration. People who couldn't see your worth will soon recognize your peace. And opportunities that once ignored you will now look for you by name, not because of luck, because of alignment. You finally match the frequency of the future you prayed for. Let that sink in. This season isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were always right to believe. You are stepping into a stretch of life that feels lighter, not perfect, but peaceful. The battles will still come, but you'll fight them from wisdom, not from fear. When confusion knocks, you'll answer with clarity. When loneliness whispers, you'll reply with self-love. When doubt rises, you'll remind yourself, I've survived worse. That's the quiet power of rebirth. Now look ahead. Really look, see the version of you smiling in the distance. That's not fantasy, that's prophecy written in perseverance. You're walking toward them every day, and as you go, remember this truth: you are allowed to be happy again. You are allowed to outgrow people, patterns, and pain. You are allowed to receive what you once begged for. The chapter of endurance is over. The chapter of expansion begins. Let gratitude be your new language. Let peace be your punctuation. Let joy be your signature. Take this final line as your seal. You are not who you were before the storm. You are the calm that follows it. There comes a time after rebuilding when life stops testing you and starts trusting you again. You've reached that time. The silence around you isn't emptiness. It's space being cleared for purpose. You no longer wake up wondering why. You wake up asking, how can I serve today? That small shift is where destiny begins. Purpose rarely arrives like lightning. It begins quietly, in moments of kindness, in choices made with peace. It lives inside the ordinary, in the text you send that lifts someone, in the patience you show when you could have shouted, in the faith you keep when nobody is clapping. That's purpose, disguised as everyday life. Look at you now. You've learned to breathe through endings. You've learned to smile through uncertainty. You've stopped begging for understanding and started walking in trust. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Every moment that broke you was secretly a classroom. Every delay, a lesson. Every disappointment, a detour that led you here. To a version of yourself capable of carrying peace without needing permission. You are no longer chasing meaning, you are living it. You walk differently now, grounded, present, unhurried, because purpose doesn't rush, it flows, and peace follows those who refuse to run from themselves. You will notice how new doors don't demand you to shrink, they open wide and invite you to be your whole self, soft and strong, humble and honest. That's how you'll know it's yours. Listen, the world needs what you've learned. Your story is not just for survival, it's a map for someone else's healing. Don't hide your light because you fear attention. Someone in darkness is waiting to see your glow and remember their own. Speak gently, but speak. Love deeply, but wisely. Forgive fully, but don't forget the lesson. That balance is what maturity feels like. There will still be days that test your peace. That's normal. Peace isn't the absence of storms. It's the ability to stay calm in the rain. When fear rises, breathe and remember. You've been here before, and you survived. You will never go back to what broke you. You might think about it. But even your thoughts are different now. They're not haunted, they're healed. This is what spiritual evolution looks like, not perfection, but progress wrapped in gratitude. From this point forward, life won't just happen to you, it will happen through you. Your words will heal, your presence will calm rooms, your energy will shift atmospheres without you even speaking. That is what happens when a person becomes peace. So take this next step with quiet confidence. Plan the dream, build what you once feared you weren't qualified for. Every skill, every scar, every second of waiting, it was training. And now, purpose meets preparation. The right people will find you. The right opportunities will align, not because you're lucky. Because you're ready. Remember, you are not behind. You are exactly where you were meant to bloom. The timeline of grace has no competition. Let this be your new rhythm, to wake with gratitude, to walk with intention, to rest without guilt, because peace is not a destination, it's a lifestyle built by consistency, held by forgiveness, and guarded by faith. Now, pause, inhale deeply, exhale slowly. You've come full circle, from heartbreak to healing, from survival to purpose. This is what rising looks like. So step forward. The world isn't waiting to test you anymore. It's waiting to welcome you. Your peace is your power. Your calm is your calling, your life. Exactly as it is right now, is proof that miracles don't always roar. Sometimes, they whisper.